Today, I have another use for pallet wood. I'm going to take a few of these slats and make a new door for this little chicken coop. This door is made out of that particle board. You can see the weather took its toll on it. The hinges pulled out the bottom, and it's just all breaking up along the top. I'm going to make a door using a few boards like this. I'll frame it out. I'll use my Harbor Freight nail gun to tack it all together. I'll put a nice trim on it, and it'll be a solid door. I won't have to worry about the weather getting into this. I'm working in my outside shop over here, and I just want to point this out. One of the disadvantages of working with pallet wood is this one's pretty obvious, but some of them it's not so obvious, and it could throw your measurements and everything off. Some of this wood is as crooked as, well, let's be nice and not call anybody into it, but you can see how crooked this is, so be careful. And again, some of them aren't as obvious as this particular piece. Trying to get out of the shadow here, but you can see what that gap would be. So even if it's only off by 1/4 of an inch, when you're doing something that needs a measurement to fit, this could be a problem. So check the squareness before you cut and try to size it in. This is what I came up with so far. These pallet boards had to be cut to length. I had to trim it down on the ends. I had to trim 2 of them down. This way they wouldn't be too far off. The end piece, these end pieces are the same pallet board that I split in half. A little over 1.5 inches. I have this cross piece here. I just have to figure how I'm going to put the hinges on. My last 2 pieces I was a little short. I was trying to make this fit, but it's not hurting anything. I'm just not sure which way I want to put this. I don't know if I want to put it with this cross piece out, or have it this way and just have the slats going up and down. I want to paint this coop, the blue part of it. I'm looking to see if I have any red paint. Again, I'm trying not to leave home, so I'm using what I have on hand. And whatever I paint the coop, will paint this door. Although the natural look of the wood seems to suit it well. Now on top, I'm going to make some kind of roof that comes across. This opens. So what I'm going to do is make a roof with a couple of supports coming up over here to hold it up when it snows. But I'll make it where I could pull it off, so if ever I want to open this up. It might not be a need to open this because this door opens here and the tray comes out, but just to have it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use for the roofing. I'll probably use pallet boards. If I have any more, I have to see if I have any more of this stick to make the slats. And I have 55-gallon barrels plastic that I might cut and see if I can heat them and straighten them out. I just might use one of the 55-gallon barrels, metal barrels, that I cut and flattened out. It's a lot of cutting when you're trying to cut it to fit. Anyway, back to the door. I have to get the hinges on here, the hardware, and I'll be set with the door. In addition to that, I want to support this a little bit more on the inside, and it's coming along. It's starting to come along. Well, I finished that one door on that mini coop, but I just want to show you another repair that had to be done. This is the ramp that the chickens walk up to get to the little hut and their nesting boxes. And see where these holes are? There's a bracket that screws into here and onto the little hutch. Now, those screws pulled out and this wood is cracked, so there's no way those screws are going to be holding anything up. What I did using pallet wood again was to cut a piece at the same angle. I'm going to use the nail gun to put it together, and then I'm going to nail a piece going across this way. When the bracket gets reattached, because it's going to be attached to this pallet wood, it'll go into here, but this pallet wood that's connected to this piece of board that's connected to the bottom will hold it up. I just thought I'd show you that if you have a similar repair and what you could do to fix this. Another option would be just to cut this at an angle and make it a little shorter, and you could probably get a screw in that way. I'm not sure which way would have been best, but this way it keeps it the same length and I don't have to play around with the bottom end of it. Well, let's get over to that coop and let me show you that door. The door is done. This is all pallet wood. This is the door itself. This is just this I just have here like a molding, so if anything wanted to chew through, it's not going to get to the door first. I put this piece in here. Again, this particle board isn't the best situation for this. I have this on top, more of a trim. Now I am missing one of the latches. When the kids were playing around with it, they lost one of the latches, so it either is floating around somewhere or I have to go pick one up. This is all the original hardware. This is where the problem was before it pulled out. And on the inside of this, I did put some screws just to make sure. I don't want where anything could pull this apart. But nothing got into it when it was this particle board, so this is a lot stronger than it was before. I gave this a sweep out, but I have to give it a good cleaning before I put those little baby chicks in. They're only about 4 weeks old right now. This week now they're 4 weeks old. And you can see this was added on at one point if I get some extra room. In my case, it'll work out well. So today I got this door on, put the hardware on, got this in, and again, the hardest part with working with this pallet wood is that some of it's bowed. You can't use it. They're not all even. Some of them you have to drill before you put a screw in because they'll split. Other ones, it's no problem at all. This is what the front door looked like. It was painted before, but it was like this. It fell apart. This isn't a bad setup over here, the way they made this. There's a lot of room in here. Easy access to clean it out. And you can see that's where the nesting box is. There's a little window over here where when you want to have air circulation, just slide this up, that pops out. If you watched the last video when I added the wheels, I had them up forward, and when I used that hand cart to move the dolly, it was giving me problems because the back end here was touching the ground. I did disassemble this and I moved them back. And again, this is all old bolts that I had. This is the nesting box that I didn't do any of this. This is what came with it. So this has to be all cleaned out in here before I do anything with these baby chicks. Okay. This side over here, back to this side again. This just rolls down. Oh. And when you want to open this door, not too crazy about the latches on here, but and this is how the setup is on the inside. This ramp gets attached up here. So now I have to take this screw out, that screw this bracket onto the ramp, and screw it back in there. It's just a little tight for me. Other than that, it shouldn't be any issue. The chickens will have their day outside. They could come up that ramp that we took care of. You have the nesting boxes. There's this other little ramp to get up there. I want to get a couple more perches in here. There were 2 original perches here, but one's covered by this ramp, and there's only one, so I'm going to put another one. I'm not sure which way I'm going to put it in. And what's nice, they have this one of the nice features about this little coop, they have this handle. At night when the birds come in to roost, you could, oh, I just broke that door. Oh, we just broke the door. That's another repair. Look at that. Well, there's a door that slides closed over there, and when I pushed it in now, the screws popped out on there. So there's yet another repair on this little coop. And also this tray slides out. But the job that I was focusing on today was replacing that door. It was pretty well shot. This door isn't going anywhere. And the next project I'll be doing on this coop is finding some way to put a roof on top of here. Because the way this is set up, water just comes down and goes into the coop the way they have it. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, if it gave you any ideas, post your comments down below. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. And until next time, stay safe, stay home. This is one of those at-home projects to burn up some time. Can't really go anywhere to do much of anything else. So I had the little guy helping me with this, and that was fun. But little projects like this or other things you may have, take your time, get them done. Spend some time with your family. Show the little guys how to use tools. Sharpen your skills, learn new skills. A lot we could do while we're at home. For those of us that have a yard that could go in, and those of us that, I was from New York originally, and so I know what it's like to be cooped up in an apartment. All I can say is be safe, watch what you do, and until next time, stay well.